At a misconduct hearing on Tuesday, a firearms officer in the Metropolitan Police, David Carrick, was dismissed after admitting dozens of rapes and sex offences against 12 women across 2 decades. The most obvious question is, how did he get away with it for so long? No one could feasibly claim that Carrick's work colleagues didn't have knowledge of what he was doing. They knew full well, and they kept their mouths shut in order to protect their jobs and for a quiet life. Very probably dozens of Metropolitan Police employees let Carrick get away with sexually abusing and raping women for 2 decades. No doubt Carrick is going to prison for a long time, but what about his work colleagues who facilitated his atrocities by their silence and inaction? Shouldn't they face criminal prosecution? Shouldn't they go to prison? This comes just a year and a half after his fellow Metropolitan Police officer Wayne Couzens was sent to prison for abducting, raping and murdering Sarah Everard. So there were 2 psychopaths operating as Metropolitan Police officers at the same time, given free rein to commit horrendous sex crimes. Metropolitan Police commissioners have apologised and said that they should have spotted Carrick's pattern of abusive behaviour. Well, yes, that's the least they should have done, isn't it? I mean, given that their entire profession boils down to trying to catch criminals carrying out criminal acts, you might have thought it would have taken them less than 20 years to spot a blatant criminal under their noses within their own ranks. And they did, of course. Many within the Metropolitan Police knew what Carrick was up to, and they did nothing about it. Not that they'll admit as much. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has pledged to improve vetting standards in UK policing. But that's not good enough, is it? Over the past 2 years, the Metropolitan Police have been found to have given long-term employment to 2 individuals guilty of sickening crimes within their ranks. At this point, the entire unit needs to be shut down and restaffed. No one who worked closely with either of these men should be allowed to serve as police officers. And the Met Police is not the first organisation in the UK to be guilty of such a large-scale cover-up. It's almost endemic in our culture. Wherever there's a large organisation, there are people getting away with horrific behaviour, and their associates are turning a blind eye to it. It's an I'm all right Jack mentality, isn't it? Everyone looking out for themselves and making sure they get paid, regardless of the consequences for anybody else. It's an ethos that's poisoning our whole society, isn't it? Corrupt politicians bought and paid for by creepy globalists, democratic systems manipulated, CEOs and shareholders lining their pockets at the expense of frontline workers and customers. The very least that we need, as the pillars of civilization start to crumble, is a police force that we can trust. But we haven't got one of those either. We've got a police force that employs sexual predators and a government that will turn a blind eye to it. Please do like and subscribe and support my content by following the links below this video. Also, please do check out my return to stand-up, now available to view on the Comedy Unleashed YouTube channel, which you can also find a link to beneath this video.